Hey, you beautiful angel. Welcome to the Female CEO Show. I'm your host, Megan Turley, and I'm here to give you all the details about being an entrepreneur, running your own business, discovering your passion and turning it into a profitable business, leaving the 9-to-5 corporate life, and creating a life that you truly love and enjoy. I successfully turned my side hustle into a multiple six-figure business, and now I'm here to help you do the same. I hope by tuning in, it inspires you to take the steps to create the life you really want to live. Thank you so much for listening, and I'm so freaking excited that you're here. Enjoy the show.
What's up, female CEO family? I am so pumped, you guys. This week, we have a true female CEO with us from the global brand NightCap, Shirah. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
I am like so freaking pumped because I'd heard of your brand. I'd seen you on social media and I was like, yes, I want her on the pod. So of course, tell us about you and your brand. Tell us everything about you for people who may not know who you are and what your brand is.
Yeah, so my name's Shirah. I am 21 and I live in South Florida. I started NightCap, which is the drink spiking prevention company. When I was 16, I thought of the idea in a dream, and basically the product originated as a scrunchie. You can wear it on your wrist or in your hair, and then when you go to the bar, you can pull out this cover, and it covers your drink so you don't have anything unwanted going inside.
And so it came to you in a dream, but I think, did you have some friends that had maybe had some issues with their drinks getting spiked, some horror stories, stuff like that?
Yeah, so prior to the dream, I had a friend that was roofied, and a couple weeks later, I slept on it, and I thought of the idea in a dream. When I woke up, I told my dad and made the first prototype out of my mom's pantyhose and a scrunchie from my room.
You were so young when you started this. I think you were the youngest business owner that I've talked to. Did you see yourself being, a global business owner so young? Like, what was your original life plan trajectory?
I mean, I was in high school at the time, so it was like this idea came to me and I knew it would save a lot of lives. I knew it was a really great product and there was nothing like it on the market. But then on the other hand, it's like this was just a passion project at the moment because I was going to high school doing my homework, and I knew how big I think it had the potential to be, but I didn't see, it's happened very quickly and it's been really awesome.
Yeah, like it kind of blew up really fast. I mean, you're really only like 5 or so years into it, right?
Yeah, I think it's actually 4/5 year. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, utilizing like the power of social media, and we started the business right before TikTok was a thing. So it was really perfectly just set up for us to take over the market.
Yeah. And did you end up going to college, or did you just like go full force with the brand?
I did end up going to college just to get the experience and see what it was like. And a year and a half into it, I just wasn't seeing the value, and I was going to have to start paying for it because my parents had been supporting me. So they were like, this is the time where you're going to have to start. And using your own money, you really take a step back and you're like, is this really worth it for me? And I had been there for, like I said, a year and a half, and I wasn't getting as much out of it as, if I was going to pay for it. I didn't see a huge value. And I just felt like taking a 360 view, I knew that this was a real problem, and I was just kind of letting it sit on the side when in reality I could be like saving lives. So I dropped out. But
no shame in that. Listen, like I have a 2-year business degree and regretted it. Like, wasted time and money. So I get it 100%.
Yeah, I'm sure it's helped you in certain ways, but it's all situational, I think.
It is. And especially like you said, you had the idea, you had a prototype, really it just needed more of your time and effort probably, right?
100%. Yeah. And I was letting my brother really take the reins on it. He's 5 years older than me, and he was basically out of college at the time, just out, and he was doing everything. And I just felt like I was kind of letting him like take over, and I just wanted to be a part of something that I created.
Yeah, because I mean, the idea was yours. So, well, it's encouraging to hear that you're a college dropout, because I think so many, especially younger, Gen Z think that kind of have to go to college, but in all reality, you really don't. Especially if you have that idea, like there's no point in wasting any more time on it. So that's really, really awesome to hear. Now, when you first kind of started building the business, building the brand, what were the big challenges for you? Like, because this is on such a different scale than like a smaller, in-person service-based business.
I would say the number one challenge was thinking that I was supposed to know everything, and just the lack of experience, not the lack of education. I call it a lack of experience, because you can go to college and you can get your degree and you can get out of college and still not know what the heck you're doing. So you really have to jump in full force to figure it out. And that was the biggest challenge for me, is just being 16 and being like, I don't know where to start. So yeah, just giving yourself time and credit for being like, you have to learn somehow.
And how long did it really take you from, deciding that, hey, college is not for me, into like really seeing some growth with the business and with the brand?
I think I started to see the growth with the brand as I was in college. And that's more so why I wanted to take myself out of college, because I had been on Shark Tank even before I stepped foot onto a college campus, and that itself like changed the trajectory of the entire business. It blew up our business. That alone, I just felt like there were so many opportunities I was missing out on, and so many things I could be really learning by doing the business hands-on and not letting my brother just do it. So I think it was, let's see what else I can do by removing myself from college and stepping into something that's a little bit more comfortable.
Now, obviously, we got to talk about Shark Tank. Tell me about the whole process, how it was for you, how it changed everything, working with Lori, like obviously changed things big time, right?
1000%. Yeah. I give that show so much credit, and it's super honor, honestly, to be able to be picked, because I think there's 40,000 people that apply every year, and I think about maybe 80 to 100 actually air. And you can go on the show and pitch and not even air. So crossing your fingers the whole time, like I really hope this works out, because stuff can always happen. They won't always put you on TV, so you can really work hard just to kind of be disappointed. But that wasn't our case. So I'm really grateful that we were able to go on the show, and we went in. We knew what we wanted and we got it, and it's been super awesome.
And it happened like really fast, correct?
Yeah.
Lori was basically like, I'm on it.
Yeah, the deal, she jumped in. They obviously don't air the entire thing, but she did jump in very quickly. That's what we wanted. We did ask, like, are there any other offers on the table? But everyone was like, this is Lori's thing. Take this deal. And we were like, you're so right. And so,
And that's so cool. How old were you at the time when you were on Shark Tank?
I was 17 and my brother was... He was 21. And so since I was a minor, my dad got to come with us and watch from backstage, which was fun.
Wow. That's crazy. Just to hear that when I was 17, I was in high school partying. Like I was not even like trying to form a business. So that's really inspiring to see. And so after Shark Tank, how did you see your business change?
I think we tripled our sales within 48 hours.
Wow.
I think it was about $200,000, like within, 2 days of it airing. We went on the show with $68,000, 40,000 of those being from a TikTok video. And just seeing the numbers like of people on your website and the sales, it's like, wow, this is really just the beginning. People really want this product, because it was a product at first where it was hard to get people behind it. And then once you're on a show like Shark Tank, or like you're promoting on TikTok, you make it more so a fun solution rather than scaring people into using it. And so we like to market as a fun solution to a serious problem, because otherwise, you don't want to be scaring people into using the product. And that's why it's a scrunchie, and we make it exciting.
Yeah, and they're cute, and you've got bachelorette party boxes, and you've expanded into cans and bottles and stickers for plastic cups. Like you said, the fear-based marketing you can't do that. It doesn't work, especially for your age group. Like it doesn't work well for bars and, college parties. So everything you've done is so cute. And the bachelorette boxes, I'm like, this is like the perfect marketing thing, because obviously everybody loves a good batch party. So
we were getting just so many requests from bachelorette parties. Hey, I want 10 of these for my party, or whatever it was. And so we just figured, why not create a box? Because you go online, you search for boxes, and they have like party hats and little like tchotchkes here and there, but we wanted to make it like very useful. You're going to a new city with your girls or your guys and you want to protect yourself. You don't know really where you're going to be, but you probably are going to be out drinking. So it's just a great product to have for, especially for a group of girls. That's like a really important weekend. You don't want anything to happen.
Yeah, like worst possible case scenario, basically. But you found a way to sell it and make it cute and not like, oh my God, this is terrifying. Like, we need to buy this.
Yeah, for sure. We actually, I don't know if you knew this, but we have 9 black scrunchies and then the bride will get a white one if you're part of. And yeah. So yeah.
Now you got a lot going on. Like, you're killing the e-com. How many countries are you available in?
I believe we're in over 40 countries.
Okay. Yep. And you've got a podcast of your own. You've got over like 500,000 followers on TikTok combined. You've got a TikTok course I saw. You're doing a lot of stuff. What does your day-to-day look like? How are you managing your time? That's like one of the number one things I hear from small business owners is just, I don't know what to do first.
Yeah, it's so funny how you put that, because when you say that to me, I'm like, oh wow, I really am doing all this thing. But for me, it's something like most of it is fun. So like the course, I built that after the Shark Tank reunion. I was getting so many questions from these companies. How do you start on TikTok? And then I just started like building out this like PowerPoint, and that was fun for me because I like to create content. And then you just kind of put it into a course, and it wasn't too much hard work. It was really just like, this is what I do, and showcasing that to people. And I don't work on that anymore because it's like out. So I probably could do more marketing on it, but honestly, my main focus is selling the products and getting the message out there. I do have a podcast that's also like my side thing. Like, I just want to share my experience with people and like help them kind of whatever age or whatever you want to do, like you can do it kind of thing. Because I do feel like people look at business owners like us and they're like, I could never do that. The truth is that you can. So that's pretty much my goal for the podcast. But I would say time management is always hard. It never stops is what I always say. Like it just keeps going. So the most important thing is to actually let yourself take a break once a week. Give yourself a couple hours to just just chill out and take your mind off of what you're doing, because then you're gonna, you don't want burnout, and you want to be able to, I mean, unless it's fun for you, because I have fun doing most of the work that I do, but sometimes I catch myself at the computer for longer than I should be, and I think it's important to walk away. I don't know, time management's a hard one though. I guess just making a to-do list is what I like, the priority thing. You have all these things you have to do. What do you need to nail out first, and what can wait is probably the best advice I can give.
Prioritizing. I'm the exact same way. I always say make a list, put your top 3 biggest, I don't want to do it at the top, knock it out. And so you at least feel some sort of accomplishment for the day, and then worry about the small stuff later.
Yeah. And I would also say, don't be afraid to ask for help, because maybe there are things that you really hate doing and that makes you take longer, or you just put it off and continue to put it off. So never be afraid to ask someone for help, or hire someone online for a couple bucks to like maybe a professional who really knows what they're doing.
Outsource the small nitty gritty, like you don't want to do it stuff.
100%. And I also have a business partner who's my brother. He's my co-founder, and we have completely divided up the company. So I'm not doing everything, and that makes it much easier. But I do know people who do everything, and it is tough. So outsource.
Yeah. Good tips. Yes. And I'm a huge proponent of that. As soon as you get to a place financially where you can like hire even a VA part-time, like shove off as much stuff as possible so you can focus on your own zone of genius and what you like doing. Because at the end of the day, if we're constantly doing stuff we don't like, you hit burnout so fast, and then you don't want to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. And I think you probably agree with me on this. Like, when you first start a business, like all of the challenges seem like world ending and so hard. But as you grow, like the challenges just kind of evolve. So what's the biggest challenges for you right now in this stage of your business, and kind of how are you working through those?
Relates to the last question, because I really do have a hard time delegating things to other people. And even though I probably could use like an assistant of some sort, I wouldn't know where to start. I just have never, that's something I've never done is told someone, you have to do X, Y, and Z, and reteaching someone all of these things that I've taught myself. I think that's probably my biggest challenge, is having a big load of work and not really knowing how to disperse the work to someone else or give up that control, I guess.
I was just getting ready to say, I also deal with this, and it is a control issue, 100%.
Yeah.
Of just trying to like realizing that it's not going to get done in exactly the way that you would do it, but it's going to get done regardless is really hard to let go of.
It is hard. I know I'll overcome it, but like just not right now.
Not right this second. Like we'll
Yeah.
get there. Now, I don't know how often you talk to younger entrepreneurs or women that want to start businesses, but I mean, what do you tell women that have a great idea and they want to monetize it, but they don't know where to start? Because I think it's so overwhelming when you first start thinking about it that it's like, it's not going to happen because it's so overwhelming type of thing.
Saying it's not going to happen is your first wrong step, and that your mind literally like controls everything that you do. So changing your beliefs on what you think you can accomplish. Maybe you have to trick yourself into doing that, looking in the mirror instead of saying like, you can't do this, you're not ready for this, just changing those words to the opposite. That will go like such a long way you don't even realize. Putting yourself in situations, getting yourself really uncomfortable and getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, and going out and meeting people, talking to people who are either in similar situations or maybe people who can help you. There's always going to be someone out there who knows someone that knows someone, or I just think networking is a huge part of it, and being able to like relate to other entrepreneurs or people just starting out is very comforting in the beginning. And I don't think I had a lot of that. So it was different. But now that I do, it feel like you can conquer anything when you have people around you that are trying to do the same thing. And I would say hold on and be in it for the journey instead of the destination, because there really is no destination. Like you could think that, oh my God, being on Shark Tank, that's the destination, but that's literally just part of the fun like journey. And like this could go on for years and it's all still the journey. There really is no destination. Kind of being along for the ride and knowing that.
I love that you said mindset first though, because that I feel like is like the number one struggle, especially for women. And especially if you have no background in business, you've never done this before, it can be really, really scary and overwhelming. And your mind takes over so fast into that like scarcity, keep me alive mentality. And that ultimately will always kill your dreams and literally anything that you want to do in life.
Yeah, and it's not like we're all perfect either. I catch myself doing it all the time. And my views are low on social media. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Like, so you have to get out of the loop and reteach your brain, and you'll see a significant difference in everything that you do. And I'm sure your work ethic will surprise you once you kind of get out of that funk.
And probably just taking the first step, whether you're like really ready to or even know what that first step is, and just taking some sort of action and not just sitting and waiting and planning and then never taking action to it.
Yeah. I read a book by Bethany Frankel. I forget what it's called. Business is Personal. I see it right there. But the first couple pages are about you don't even need to have really a business plan. And for tech companies, sure, like, I don't know, bigger, but I just think that everyone is so stuck on this business plan. They need to know exactly what they're doing. And since the world and like social media is changing and evolving every single day, you got to just jump right into it instead of just sitting back and writing your plan. Your plan will come as you go.
And that's one thing that they teach you in business school that's absolute garbage. Like, I didn't have a business plan when I opened. I was just like, I'm going to do this. I don't know how. I don't know what the first month is even going to look like, but I'm going to do it. And like you said, for big companies, it's totally different. But when you're talking on a smaller scale, like, you don't have to have daily plans. You don't have to have like your yearly projections. Like, you don't need any of that stuff just to get started.
No, you have to jump in. You have to just do it.
Now, a lot of my listeners are in business and they're not loving it right now. They're not doing so hot in business. Have you ever been in a spot with your brand where you're just like, boof, this is like not going how I had planned? And what did you do? What did you work through?
I think this one's also a mind game too, because this can put you through a spiral. I mean, I made a mistake early in the year of spending a lot of marketing money on something that was just literally like fraud, not even like real. And and you put all this money into something you believed in, and it disappoints you. It can send you through a spiral like, oh, I'm not doing anything right. Everything else is going. And this is just the whole mind game, you know? So collect yourself and know that you're not going to make those mistakes again, or figuring out, like, asking yourself questions, how can I get back on track, and what steps do I need to take to get myself out of this position so you can see clearly and get out of the treading water. Yeah, it's definitely a mind game. You don't want to go down that road. It's not fun.
The mental spiral is so easy to get caught in. Like I do that honestly quite frequently. Like you said, anytime you make a bad decision, you're immediately like, I am the worst business owner in the world. I'm never going to be successful. Like, it spirals so freaking fast. And the faster you realize your patterns, I feel like when you get into those moments, the faster you can get a hold of it and get out of it.
Yeah, I love that. The pattern thing is so true. I also think it's super important to remember why you started. Remember what's your purpose of the business? Why'd you start it? You know, for me, if I'm ever burned out or whatever it is, I'm like, no, you're doing this to save people. You're doing this for the girl who's afraid to go out. And that always reminds me, okay, like, this is what we're doing. It's not always about making a profit. It's about just keep going. And that's super important, just to know, like, your why, your mission.
Making an impact, honestly. Yeah. And there are so many younger entrepreneurs that I talk to that either want to start businesses, they have a business, but they don't actually know what their purpose is. They might start, like, my background is aesthetics. I was an esthetician for a long time. And usually the, line purpose is, I want to help women feel good about themselves. And, that's great. But the more you get into it, the more you start to see that these people really open up to you in a way that is deep. Like, I have heard trauma from some of my clients. And at the end of the day, I'm like, that's why I do this. So people have a place to come. They feel safe. They know that once a month with me, they can open up if they, like, don't go to therapy or, whatever the case is. And then when I went into coaching, I was like, I need to help women better understand how to own and operate a business, because there's not a whole lot out there for us. And like you said, if you don't have that purpose, that mission, it's so, so easy to get off track and not get back on track.
Yeah. And I think even if you don't have a business, I think that knowing your mission and your whys, it doesn't have to be, revolving this business that you have. It can be like being a good friend, or like making people happy. Like, it can be the smallest thing that goes such a long way. So I feel like a lot of people just get, like, caught up on, like, what's my purpose? But, like, it's there. It's probably right in front of you, and you just, like, don't realize it because that's just you.
We tend to get very caught up in ourselves these days. And I think we get so into our own minds that it's really, really hard to get out of that sometimes and just relax a little bit and put less focus on ourselves and more of, like, again, how can we make an impact in small ways? Like you said, if you're a business owner, great. It's a lot easier to make an impact, but you can still make an impact whether you're a business owner or not. I like that you said that. So obviously you got a lot going on. What's next? What are you guys doing next? What's the big stuff coming? Or can you say?
I mean, yeah, I can say there's things I can and can't say, but, like, we're doing so many cool partnerships that I'm excited for, like these brands that you guys, like, know, and we're going to be collabing with them. And I'm just so excited that I feel, I was telling my brother about this actually. I was like, how a customer has to see your brand 10 times to buy it? I think it's pretty similar for businesses. Like, for businesses to want to partner with you, it's like, these have been, like, on my vision board and, like, big goals of mine since we started, and to have these companies reaching out, like, let's partner. And this is the number one partnership that we've been, that has been requested. It's so cool. So I'm really excited. And that's what I'm really looking forward to. We're also trying to get into more universities. Universities are our biggest customer, and we worked with over 140, which is huge. We're also working with the military, Air Force, and Navy to protect all of their people and everyone fighting for our country, which is so awesome. And getting into music festivals, that's probably, there's so much going on for NightCap, and I'm just excited to see where it all goes day by day. I'm really excited to, like, have this podcast and that's also like a trial and error thing. I learn every single day what I should and shouldn't be doing and how the heck to go about this thing. So, but the thing is, like, in the end, the podcast is really just like for everyone else, not for me. So that's what you have to remind yourself of. Yeah, there's a lot of exciting things and can't wait for everyone to see.
I mean, this was awesome. I love hearing your story from being so young to building a literal global brand. Like, that's really cool to see. I'm so excited for your success. This is awesome. All of your info is going to be in the show notes for anybody that has maybe for some reason not heard of NightCap and they're like, what is this? You can buy everything at the links in the show notes. Make sure you guys follow Shirah on TikTok and on Instagram. Check out her podcast. And thank you. This was awesome. I wish you all the best. I can't wait to see what happens for you and your brand.
Thank you so much. And you're so pretty.
Thank you. I appreciate you. It's nice when you have guests that, compliment you.
You are so pretty. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, Shirah, thank you so much for your time. You guys, we love you. We hope you like this episode. Make sure you share on your socials. Tag me, tag Shirah, tag NightCap, and we will talk to you guys next week. Okay? Mwah.
Hey there, thank you so much for listening today. Before you go, would you love a free business strategy call? This is an amazing step towards creating your own business, or if you're already a business owner, a beautiful time to chat with me and see where your business could maybe use a little bit of help. If that sounds like a hell yes, all you have to do is leave an honest review about the show wherever you listen to the podcast. Take a screenshot and send it to me, Megan, at meganturleycoaching.com, and I'll get in touch with you to schedule your free business strategy call. I am so excited to chat with you and help you start and grow your business. Bye for now, angels. Mwah.